years.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Greg's Vintage Workshop, where I'm working to restore history one piece at a time. We're going to start a new series tonight. We're going to have probably quite a few videos in it. It's going to be on a 1935 Crosley 635 super heterodyne radio. This particular radio is a 6-tube set. It uses a 6A7 oscillator modulator, a 66 IF amplifier, a 76 detector, and also that's the AVC, 66 AF amplifier, a 42 output, and an 80 rectifier tube. Now, I got this radio about a month and a half ago from a gentleman in Peoria, Illinois, which is about 45 minutes from my house, and he had it for a long time. This radio appears to be completely untouched, from what I can tell, short of maybe a tube or two. I have not taken it apart yet. You're going to see it the way I see it. The only thing that I did do was I did remove the tubes in order to test them, because I had put an order into Bob Dobush for that G515 clock radio, so I was like, I better check these tubes. I don't want to find out that I need tubes when I start working on it. As it turns out, 4 of the 6 tubes are original Crosley tubes. All of the tubes but one tested good. So I only had one bad tube in it, and that's pretty impressive for a radio that's 90 years old. Now the radio itself, from what I can see, is in not great shape because it was apparently in a damp environment. Almost all of the veneer is coming off. Some of the plywood cabinet is delaminating, especially the bottom. I'll probably wind up having to make a new bottom for it. May have to make a new front for it. I will have to re-veneer that. From what I can see of the chassis in there, very rusty. Tube shields were so rusty that in order for me to get the tubes out to test them, I had to spray penetrating oil on those and let them set and start twisting them around a little bit to get them to break loose so I could pull the tubes out. So she's pretty rough, but I do think it's original. We'll take a closer look at it and we'll find out. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this is this old 1935 Crosley 635 Buccaneer radio. Camera probably makes it look a lot better than it actually is, but I'm going to get you in here a little closer to see it once I give you kind of a little tour of all the angles here. So you can see here, there's a big section of veneer missing, section here. This is all lifted here. This is all lifted here. Looks like somebody might have tried to glue this at some point in time. The top, if you can see that, I'm not sure if you can, but it's lifting. And then the front, I'll show you this a little closer. I'm going to get it with my camera and show you that. And then this side, chunk missing there, chunk missing there. This is lifted. Cracks along there. Yeah, she's pretty rough. And then in the back, when I said it was original, it's because the speaker wire has a tag that's partially there, and it's a Crosley tag, and then here's another Crosley tag here that's attached to the speaker wires. So that leads me to believe that this is fairly untouched, but I'll get you off the camera. We'll look a little closer here at all this. Okay, so here's a little bit closer look at the interior, and here's the power cord. It looks original to me. Original cloth. that's original. And the tubes are clean because as I said earlier, I did clean them. You can see how rusty like the transformer is, how rusty the actual chassis is. Tube shields are rusty. That one, the base, I broke it when I was trying to get it out of there. How all the lights show on there, but the tuning condenser is pretty rusty too. The speaker doesn't look bad from what I can see here. I don't see any holes in it. I don't know, we'll see until we get it out. It has a little tube chart there, and you can see the delamination here, some delamination of the actual plywood on this side. This side I don't see any real delamination of the plywood. Top looks alright as far as no delamination other than the veneer. Bottom, on the other hand, is a little bit different story. It looks like somebody's tried to glue the bottom on where that's delaminated. So I don't know what it's going to look like when I get it apart, but I may wind up having to make a new bottom for it. Depends on how easily this comes apart. You can see it's got a little notch there, but I might be able to do something with that. I'm not sure. It looks like they've got like a corner, one of those metal corrugated corner joints driven in there on each side. I don't know how it's coming through on the camera, but right there. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on that. Yeah, you can see that metal corner joint. So yeah, so she's pretty rough. Now, we'll get a little closer on the rest of this here. And so yeah, here's a good shot of this front. If you can see that the front is all loose. Big gap there. The front plywood is delaminated, especially you can see there. The veneer's coming off, but the plywood itself is delaminating. I'm sorry, I lost you in the picture there. I need to be looking through the viewfinder. But yeah, this old girl, I need some love for sure. It's got wood knobs. They're all three there. Well, all four. The tuner is apparently a direct drive because it actually does work. I'll have to get a new glass for this. This is just plastic and it's all yellow and nasty. I may try and make one. I actually have a vacuum pump now. I may be able to make that. I don't know if I can get a, because if it was flat I definitely could, but this is kind of like dome shaped, so it might be easier just to order one. And down here is a chunk missing. There, lifted off, corner's gone. So I find it interesting. This must be the band switch, but it's got like red, green, black. I realize that this has a broadcast band, a police band, and a shortwave band. So if anybody knows what the red, green, black stands for, it'd help me because I don't. So what I can see, the dial in there looks pretty good. I think it's usable. So that's a first look. Let me see about getting the chassis actually out of there. Alright, so first things first, we'll get these knobs off. The tuning knob is the only one that's different. These three are the same. Just a D with a spring. That one's a little loose, but it still does have a spring in there. Looks like it's supposed to be a D, but it don't look like a D. That one is. I'd have to say on this one that the little portion that makes it a D must be broke out. Yeah, because the other ones are fine. I can probably make an insert for that to make it so that it works fine. We do have these little escutcheon screws, I think, decorative. I think there's probably nuts on the inside for the speaker for that. But let's go ahead and see what the bottom screws look like. Another indicator that this may be original, fairly untouched, is it does have all 4 of the mounting screws, which is pretty rare sometimes. Now, the only thing I see different is this one has some rubber under it. The other 3 do not. So that may or may not indicate something. I'm going to take 3 of them out and leave 1 because I think I'll take the speaker loose before I take the remaining ones. So let's get the 2 bottom ones out first. That's interesting. I think they're supposed to be, well, it looks like it should be maybe rubber mounted, and the other one's just kind of rotted away possibly. Well, I got all 3, the 2 tops and this bottom over here break loose. This one, I'm throwing a little bit of penetrating oil on it because it is stuck and it is trying to take the decorative screw with it. So let me let that soak for a little bit, but I can get these other ones out, I'm pretty sure. They are long-winded. I think I'm going to leave that top one in over there because the speaker will kind of fall out if I take it before I get the bottom one loose. I'm going to see if I can push that through the other way or screw it back the other direction so that I can get a hold on it with some pliers. Alright, I got it loose. The reason it was spinning is I think there's a nut underneath the speaker on each of these, but I managed to let that penetrating oil soak in there long enough that it came loose, so I think we're going to be alright here. Alright, here she comes. Well, it actually looks pretty good. Looks like it has had some sort of rubber. The other 3 are still in there. There's mounted some sort of rubber. It's not torn. I'm going to have to put a cover over this so I don't put my finger through it, that's for sure. Alright, let me get this set down and we'll come back. Okay, so I've got it out of the cabinet, and now we can just see just how rusty and crusty this old grill is. Pretty rusty and crusty, actually. Heavy, very heavy rusting through there. So this one I think I'm going to wind up stripping down and probably repainting it because she's in pretty sorry shape. So yeah, not looking great. Well, that's okay. The worse they are, the more dramatic the result. Let's see if I can flip this around and look at the bottom of it. So this is the bottom side of it. It looks fairly original to me. I mean, it's hard to tell exactly. This big capacitor right here, I don't know. It doesn't quite look original to me, but it definitely looks old. And yeah, I just don't know. All the paper caps look super old, really dirty and crusty looking. I see the coil here, it's got some crackage going on there and a little bit of flaking. You can see flaking right off of there. Obviously we'll have to test the coils and everything else just to see what we got. We got all dog bone resistors. We got one of those little flexible resistors here. There's a little cap right here, it's a little bit different color. These 2 here, I'm pretty sure those are original. Both O2s, it looks like, 0.02s. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm not sure what that is. That might be some sort of a trimmer.
And it's got a green dot and a brown dot and a black dot. So it must be some sort of a trimmer capacitor. We'll have to get the schematic out and take a look. Oh, we got a little coil here too. That actually has a trimmer attached to it. That's a trimmer. Some holes in the front. Does a trimmer. Yeah. So there's 3 trimmers here and 3 trimmers here. We got the wafer switch here. But yeah. So I want to also see a can dome resistor right here. We'll have to check. Domino cap. It's the only domino cap I see in there. But yeah, so we'll have to get this stuff checked out, and the switch actually clicks. It's pretty stiff. That one's seized up. But yeah, so that's what the underside looks like. It actually is pretty darn clean. The metal's pretty clean. I don't see any rust inside here whatsoever, considering how rusty the top is. So, alright, well, there's a first look at this old Crosley. Areas of it look pretty bad. The underside doesn't look that bad, but hopefully we'll figure out that when we test it, everything is in pretty good shape, and we'll have to go from there. But I think this one's going to be pretty challenging for me. More so, I think, the rust and the actual cabinet than this portion here. But hey, you never know. We will see what we get. So, nice good spot to end this very first intro video. We'll do it right here. So from Greg at Greg's Vintage Workshop, thanks for watching.